Hi Cancer, welcome to your daily tarot reading. Thank you for joining me in this reading. I'm going to be using the Light Seers deck and Lover's Oracle deck. So remember to take what resonates and to leave behind whatever you feel does not from the reading. So let's find out what messages come through with the cards for today. So the first card we have is the Ace of Wands. You could be dealing with a fire sign with this card, so Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Next we have the Emperor card, and with the Emperor card this shows you could be dealing with an Aries. And finally we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, you could be dealing with an earth sign. So Taurus, Capricorn, or even a Virgo. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So with the Hierophant, this shows you could be dealing with a Taurus. Okay, so with the Ace of Wands, with this card, I'm seeing that perhaps you may be experiencing, perhaps there's a spark in some kind of a connection, and the other person in this connection may have a desire to perhaps be able to get into it at this time, or perhaps you may want to get into it, or the feeling may be mutual with this card. But this is all about being able to perhaps explore further a spark, or perhaps what feels like there is something between two people. And with the Ace of Wands and it being the card that is a card all about new beginnings, and perhaps being the first card out of the Wand suit, this card also shows that there is a lot of potential for a lot of growth with this connection. I'm seeing that this could be a connection that can contribute greatly to perhaps you learning more information or becoming more educated on things outside of this connection as well. So it also provides you with a source of perhaps a lot of experience and a lot of an ability to learn a lot about other things as well, that could also aid you when it comes to perhaps your business or your work life and other areas of your life. And with the Emperor card, this card shows a person. Perhaps this is the other person is energy in this connection, but this shows that the other person may be somebody who is perhaps a little bit more they're a little bit more set in their ways, and they perhaps are someone who likes to perhaps do things in a certain way, and they don't deter too much from that. And that is because perhaps they are someone who is used to being in control, someone who is used to perhaps being the one who takes the rails in situations. This person seems to be someone who is able to give a lot of help in any area that perhaps you may need. This is someone who will always be there to be able to support you, to provide help, and they really do enjoy being able to do that and to be that to you. And I'm getting that this person perhaps is someone who is very comfortable in being able to take the lead or being able to be the dominant person in a connection. They may have that desire as well. So with the Emperor card, this is someone who has that more authoritative kind of approach when it comes to things, and they have perhaps a strong desire and passion to be able to, always be the one that's in control of things. And I'm seeing that this person is someone who perhaps all their life they have geared towards perhaps a more traditional way of doing things, and they perhaps come into this connection with that mindset. This other person could be older than you as well. I'm also getting they could be perhaps, yes, there's a certain level of perhaps they are perhaps older than you. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I'm also seeing this person may have that desire to perhaps be able to move things along in this connection at a slower pace. And things are moving forward, but they move forward very slowly. And I'm also seeing things really sticking to the book when it comes to this connection. There is a desire to perhaps do everything the right way, or in a way that is perhaps in alignment with more traditional ways of doing things. And I'm also seeing that perhaps this person may be someone who is extremely religious, or they could just be someone who holds their faith, takes their faith very seriously, and they apply it very seriously, and they try to make sure that that is something that always comes up whenever making decisions, and that is something that they perhaps bring with them into this connection as well. So I'm seeing this person is someone who is perhaps a little bit more of a traditionalist. And I'm seeing that perhaps this may be something that is the reason why perhaps this connection is also a source of a lot of education. There may be a lot of information that is learned through this connection, but also there's a lot of opportunity for growth for both people in this connection. I'm seeing that this other person in this connection may need to be able to learn to yield in this connection, and be able to perhaps learn to be able to take into consideration another person's perspective, and that may be something that they are learning. And it is something that is also contributing to perhaps this connection being able to move forward. I'm seeing everybody in this connection grows as well, and they grow on every level. So that is also being able to grow on a mental level and a spiritual level as well as an emotional level in this connection. So I'm also seeing that if perhaps this other person is somebody that you would like to work with, you could make very good partners in business or in work. I'm seeing this person could be a great person, a great ally to have when it comes to being able to work on something together. And I'm seeing that this connection is perhaps one that is growing steadily, but it certainly is growing. And because of that ability to be able to perhaps grow together at a slower rate, I'm seeing that this connection somewhat forms a strong base. Forms a strong foundation for this connection. So this other person I'm seeing is someone who recognizes your creativity. They recognize that other side of yourself that is perhaps more creative, that more passionate side of yourself, and they see the value in it. And I'm seeing that they are someone who even is capable of being able to be a motivating factor as far as you being able to express that side of yourself. So that is why I'm seeing that you could make very good allies with this connection as well. So I'm going to pull out a card from the Lovers Oracle deck, and I'm going to pull out 3 cards, one for you in this connection, the other person, and the overall connection. So I'm going to start with you in this connection, Cancer. So this is the card that came out, and it says, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Okay, so I'm getting that perhaps this connection may have had a slow start, or it may be one that it takes some time. It's slow, steady progress, and I'm seeing that with that, a breakthrough may be on the horizon with this connection, because even the Hierophant is all about being able to undergo perhaps a spiritual awakening. So that is major breakthrough opportunity in this connection. And I'm seeing that perhaps there's some revelation that may come out when it comes to this connection, or when it comes to how you are experiencing and perceiving this connection. And with this card, it is saying that revelation, it takes the form of a blessing. So I'm going to pull out a card for the other person in this connection. So this is the card that came out, and it says passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Okay, so I am getting that this person has a very passionate side to them, and they may be very passionate in all areas of their life. And if they could perhaps be able to relinquish control in some areas, they could perhaps even find more enjoyment in being able to be present and to be able to surrender. And that is what this card is all about, and being able to perhaps embrace the passionate side of themselves in a way that doesn't feel like they're becoming slave to it. So I'm going to pull out a card for this overall connection. So this is the card that came out. It says Twin Flames, your passion ignites. Okay, so with this card and this being the card that's defining the overall connection, I'm seeing it pertaining to that Ace of Wands, especially because it is all about being able to ignite some kind of a spark. And with this card, it also speaks about twin flames, and perhaps you and this other person may look very different. You may be from different backgrounds, you may be from different locations, you may have different religions, you may even have different cultures. There could be a lot of differences between you, but I'm seeing you being able to come together, and that is what ignites perhaps the start of a very beautiful combination, a very beautiful connection. And I'm seeing that this other person is someone who is perhaps your twin in spite of those differences. And that is what really is, that's where the beauty of this connection really comes from. And that is really the twin flame connection, especially if the other person in this connection, or perhaps both people, find themselves always going back and forth, which is also something possible with that King of Pentacles. And there may be perhaps this feeling of coming back and also perhaps starting and stopping the connection in some way. Okay, so that is the reading I am getting with these cards, Cancer. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you in tomorrow's reading. Bye, Cancer.